Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
I'm good also.
Uh-huh.
Nice to meet you today.
Nice to meet you too. Yeah.
Welcome to Arcadia Harmony and Wellness Center.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm called Evans Oigara.
I'm Clinton Akets.
Clinton.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Clinton, again.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I tell you a little bit about myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then also I'll tell you a little bit about Arcadia Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a therapist, I'm a counselor, psychological counselor.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm trained, I'm licensed, I've been in the field for some time. And here in Arcadia Harmony, we do a number of things related to counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And part of what we do is to psycho-educate and help psychosocially people who are having anything to do with mental health challenge, or they're just going through a difficulty in life that they need someone to talk to.
Wow, that's really good.
Great. So we have a number of programs.
Mm-hmm.
One is psychosocial and counseling services. So where we empower individuals in terms of mental health well-being
Yeah.
through counseling.
Mm-hmm.
We also have another program
Mm-hmm.
where we educate and learn. It's called teaching and learning opportunities.
It's only meant for the those people studying for therapy. Some people they study for psychological therapy,
Mm-hmm.
or it's meant for another person.
Every person,
Every
any
person.
person who wants maybe to know about counseling,
Mm-hmm.
any person who wants to be supported in terms of workshops,
Mm-hmm.
maybe with some focus area like stress management, drug addiction,
Mm-hmm.
uh, such topics.
Yeah.
We have another program
Mm-hmm.
where the third program is research and partnerships,
Mm-hmm.
where we do research related to counseling, related to mental health, and then we also partner with any person who would want to, or any organization
Mm-hmm.
that will want to have an interest in counseling in mental health areas.
So it can be like a school, a hospital, a church, all those things.
An organization, a government, a department in the government.
Or even you can do them to a staff somewhere.
Yes,
That's
true,
good.
true.
That's good.
Also, the fourth and the last program
Mm-hmm.
is supervision and self-care.
Mm-hmm.
So supervision and self-care is where we support counselors who are already in the field
Mm-hmm.
and they are working so that they work well with their clients.
Mm-hmm.
So we offer them support for better counseling experience with their clients.
So you don't give them counseling.
Yes, for them, when they want to come for counseling, that is a different program. Now they come to counseling and empowerment.
Is it possible that a counselor can come for counseling?
Yes, true.
You know.
Me, I go for counseling. I'm a therapist, but I go for counseling.
Wow, that's
Because
nice.
counselors are just normal human beings, and like any other person, they can go through any other program, any other problem.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's so tough.
Great.
Yeah.
So this is majorly what we do in Arcadia Harmony. So this we do both locally and internationally.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it's a company in Kenya, outside Kenya.
Yes, true. You are very right.
I had a friend of mine talk about it,
Yeah.
and I guess he had given someone a referral. I don't know if he came to this place, but I know it's a good company. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's really a good place.
Thank you for your friend. Tell him thank you, and also you thank you for coming.
All right, thank you.
Great. So I don't know whether you've been to counseling before.
In fact, it's my first time getting in touch with a counselor. I've never gone for a therapy somewhere. Not really. I don't know. Nikuwa mgumu or what, but maybe you can help me know the indication for me going to counseling. I may be thinking maybe it's something normal. I'm past that. What are some of the indications for someone to go for counseling?
That's a good question. I will answer that. Perhaps you tell me what you understand counseling is. Then I'll answer your question.
All right. For me, I'll define counseling as a therapy one. Someone will wish to go, maybe, let's say it's a talk with someone. It can be someone who is professionally a counselor, or someone whom he feels like is able to open up to that person. Yeah, now that process of him telling out of what he or she is undergoing, then by him or her letting it out, and the other party trying to bring in the positive impacts from his side. Now that the super effects from his
you have something, you have a clue, and that is right. So apart from what you have said, counseling is a professional relationship where a counselor helps a client to solve their problems. So a client is someone who is going through something. Perhaps they feel emotionally drained, and this is the reason they are coming for support. But now they are coming for professional support. And a counselor is someone who is trained in psychological counseling, and they are now ready, and they've been licensed. We have various bodies and the government of Kenya which licenses counselors. So this is what counseling is. So together, you as a client and that person as a counselor, you work together to achieve certain goals which you set in therapy. And then this can take a number of sessions, and because counseling is not an event. I don't know whether you've ever been sick, you went to hospital, and you are given medicine.
Yeah.
Did they work immediately?
No.
That's the same thing that happens.
Certain period of time.
True.
Okay.
The same thing even in
So
counseling.
like each and every person has different lengths of counseling. Someone can go for 1 month, the other one can go for a year. All right, 10 years.
Yeah, and sometimes true. It may depend on the person, but it also depends on the issue that they are having, what they are going through.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Right.
And guidance. You know guidance.
Guidance. Can I say it's when someone just there for you, you're just walking with him or her. It can be someone trained, or someone you feel like it's my safe space to walk with. And I know what. Yeah.
So guidance is where you get to an expert. The expert tells you, Clinton, do this, don't do this. This is the right way, this is not the right way. So the expert knows the way, and he or she tells you what to do and what not to do.
So it's for the client to choose the option to go for.
Yes.
But so what's the difference between the guidance and counseling?
Very good. Counseling is the client coming up with goals, and the counselor helps the client through using some psychologically available techniques for the client to reach into these goals. But guidance is now where the counselor or the expert, in this case, tells the client what to do. And sometimes it is the expert even who comes up with the problem.
Okay.
I don't know whether you remember high school.
Yeah.
Your high school, eh?
Yeah.
Where someone would come and tell you, today we are talking about stress and stress management. Or today we are talking about good study habits. Then they tell you what good study habits are and how to maintain them.
Okay.
So that one is guidance.
Oh, I didn't know.
Great.
Now I know.
Great. It's a bit clear now.
Yeah, it's very clear. It's very clear.
Great. Now, Clinton, maybe you also tell me, what do you think are some of the issues that someone can go with in counseling so that they can be helped? Just generally.
Generally, I just want to start with the Gen Zs.
Uh-huh.
Number one, it can be pressure from friends. Maybe you finished school, your friends are they have secured a job somewhere, they have cars. You may from a very let me say a humble background, and yet in town you don't know which way to go. Back home things are not adding up. So number one, pressure from friends, maybe after campus. Now, of course, that will come to maybe due to financial things and everything. But again, we can talk about the pressure that comes from maybe your friends are dirty, they're living, or you've suffered a lot of heartbreaks. You've not, you may be at 26, you don't have any significant other, and you really cry, or you really, I don't know, can I say mourning? That thing maybe is really disturbing you.
Relationship issues.
Yeah, relationship, exactly. Mostly when you talk about the Gen Zs, we talk about pressure from friends, we talk about maybe financial instability, then talk about relationships.
And perhaps also drug and substance.
Yeah, that's key. That's key. Now that even goes to, it affects even the Gen Alphas. Yeah, you find someone is in Form 1 right now, but then I remember during our days, and I think this is the point where they struggle with identity crisis. They don't know themselves, they want to fit in. At the end of the day, you find that they've ruined their lives. Yeah, that is very key. In fact, drug, substance and abuse, that's really key, and it should be given a bigger portion. Even when it comes to mentoring, giving therapy to our youths, be it in high school, be it in campus, it should be given a very bigger portion.
Talking of campus and college and high school, I'm thinking of career counseling, where perhaps one may be in a certain career and they are not good, and they don't feel fit. They don't feel that this is where they're supposed to be. Maybe they have just been told, hey, go for counseling. This. Counseling is the best career in this world. So they just come for counseling without knowing that, or go for engineering.
It will give you money after school, you know, tarmac. But
somewhere inside them, they want to be maybe a journalist.
Yeah. I had a friend of mine who really suffered till he had a passion in computer science, but the parents, most of the parents from Nyanza, most of them, I'm not saying all, most of them, they really like teaching, that's education, or do something to do with a medical course. And you see, of course, parents, they pushed him to nursing school. It reached a point, this friend of mine was really drained. He, after spending a lot of nights and days thinking about not even having a passion in nursing, but because of the pressure from the parents, he really dropped out of school.
I can imagine.
Yeah, he really dropped out of school. Yeah. Another friend of mine, the same nursing school, a different passion in different departments. He ended up finishing the nursing school. He went back and told the parents, you know, mom, dad, you pushed me to nursing school. Here's the certificate. Now find me a job. But in case if a friend of mine could have been just permitted to go to follow the pathway that he really had passion in, I could have gone far.
That's where now counseling would have come in and help. And even it's not late for your friends. Even when they're still struggling in their current careers, counseling they can still come for counseling, and they get supported on how well to adjust to where they are.
I'm going to refer them to Arcadia.
Yes, please do. Thank you. And I'm also thinking of something else like loss and grief, maybe losing someone close to you through death, maybe losing a property. So these are some of the things that someone can come with for counseling so that they get supported.
Yeah, sure. It's something that it's a lifestyle, so it can work well. It really can work well.
Those who are already in marriage, they can come for marital and family counseling. There's also child counseling, where children are supported on how to adjust well. There's also premarital counseling, where before you get married, you will be supported on how to work well with your partner and how to know each other. I'm seeing you smiling.
No, I'm wondering, in the current world, most youths want to be so secretive about their dating lives and maybe courtship and everything.
Yes.
how can you make it comfortable for someone maybe like I know I'm a Gen Z, be so comfortable, come with my girlfriend and share out our things.
Yeah. Because now actually counseling is very private and confidential. So what you share with a counselor remains between the two of you or the three of you if you are a couple. So it's very safe. It's very, very safe.
That's I didn't know that. Oh.
Great. So these are some of the issues that someone can come with or can bring counseling for. I don't know whether you know anywhere where people can get counseling services.
Except in this company?
Except Arcadia Harmony. Where else do you think people can get these services?
So far, I haven't seen, but I've seen someone being recommended to a therapist.
Maybe generally, without naming any company.
Yeah. But I haven't seen really a company. This is my first company, knowing that it offers therapy when it comes to psychological stress and everything. The other place maybe I can talk about when I was doing my studies at in campus, when I was in Mathari. Yeah, it's where I interacted with.
Mathari is a hospital.
Yeah, it's an hospital.
So true. So people can go to hospitals, especially government hospitals. You are also talking about schools. So people can get counseling in schools. Because they are trained counselors there.
Oh yeah, sure. In fact, then I remember now the place of us having a counselor
in school.
You see that I was not a victim to a friend that I can't remember. We had a counselor in school who was for such a services. Yeah, but I know for the university to place a counselor in such a place, it is there must be victims in that place.
And so then you can go even for colleges, as you have said. Universities, churches, they are professional counselors in churches. Just like we have doctors in churches. They don't treat in the church, but they go to church. So then counselors also go to church or mosques or any other religious place. So there are also counselors who have private practice, private farms like Arcadia Harmony and Wellness Center. So these are some of the places where you can go for counseling.
The best place to be. Even the surrounding when I came in, it was a super one. You feel very safe with this place. I hope clients will be feeling the same thing with the therapist. That's fine.
So maybe as we finish, what do you think would be the benefits of someone coming for counseling?
Before I get there, I had a question of why will someone not go for maybe untrained counselor and someone opt for a trained or professional counselor? What's the difference?
A very good question. The difference is just as simple as the one you have said. They are untrained, and in fact they are not counselors.
How do you call them?
That one is a support system.
It's a support system.
You see, like when you are going through something, and then you tell your family member, maybe your father, your mother, your sibling, to support you. So that is a support system. Or you go to your pastor or church leader. That's a support system. Or your friend. That's a support system. But a counselor, just like we said, is someone who has been trained in psychological counseling.
You can really help better than the supportive system.
Imagine you have a headache and a backache, and then you tell your family member to give you medicine.
You'll go for over-the-counter drugs and drink Panadol, and maybe your headache is from a different...
True. So that is the same thing happens even when someone who is not trained tries to give headache, to help someone, and they say that they are counseling. That is not counseling. Yes.
It's a different thing.
Yes. It's a support system, and mostly it is a guidance where someone, they have more expertise. Maybe they have more experience in life, so they are just telling you, do this, don't do this. Maybe that could be guidance.
All right.
Yes.
So back to your question.
Benefits of counseling. What do you think could be?
Benefits of counseling. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to realize yourself well. Maybe if your self-esteem was maybe going low and low, now this and that, it will just maybe at least it gets a boost of your self-esteem and be somewhere else. And number two, you get maybe a clear vision of what you want to do in this life, and maybe change of your goals. Maybe if you really want to commit suicide, now this and that, you can realize yourself well and do what's expected from you. You will have a different perspective of life at the end of the day after the counseling process.
A different perspective and a better one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true. So in addition to what you have said, someone discovers themselves, they know themselves better. Also, they boost their self-esteem. Also, they become a better partner, if in case in marriage or a parent. Even in the place of work, they will become a better employee, a better employer. Yes, so another benefit is that someone would solve their problems better. You know, instead of someone going for alcohol, for drugs, to solve or to run away from their problems, because people think that that is how they are solving their problem, but actually they are running away from the problem. So then when they come for therapy, they'll be better problem solvers. Yes.
So in case of recurrence of the same problem, they can be in a better position of dealing with it.
True.
All right.
True.
But there are those some who will end up again falling completely after even that therapy.
And that is, human beings are bound to experience anything in life.
Yes.
So we can't say no to that. But still, that is therapy. They can still come back for therapy and get supported.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
And
just like I told you, I also go for counseling. I also go for therapy.
Yeah.
And they are my therapists. So then, even someone who relapses, maybe things have not worked for some time, even after coming for therapy, they can still go back to counseling and they get supported.
Before that, in Arcadia, do you do a follow-up to your clients?
Yes. Yes. What we do is, after we have had a certain relationship for a certain period, then we terminate. Then after 3 or 6 months, we follow up and get just to know how are you doing? Is there anything that we can support you again? Yeah, so we do follow up.
That's really fine.
Yes.
Really super fine. Even in hospitals, I see they do follow-ups, even call, and it really helps in even changing the whole perspective. That even clients, those clients that think that maybe the company or the hospital is after money, they see it's not after money, it's after my own wellness. That's really fine, and thumbs up for that. Yeah.
Great. So maybe the last thing, from this interaction, what have you seen differently that you didn't know?
Wow. Where should I start from? But me, first of all, knowing that there are those people who will just at their own space think about other people and see how they can really help them. That's really, I mean, I don't know if I can say, but that's really fine. They're good-hearted, and I know that comes from the heart, number one. To every person who just sat in that circle and they said, let's start a company that helps people maybe when they're going this and this. That's really good, and that's the humanity and everything. Even if there be a service fee, I really I know it will go a more way than even the fee they will be thinking about. Number two, at least I've known the difference between the guidance and counseling. At least now I can know, if I see someone, I can refer them to go for guidance, not for counseling, or go for counseling and not guidance. That really helps. At least I've known one or two things, and some of the areas, maybe like when I was in university, I used to see the counselor, but I didn't know exactly what if who are supposed to go there and when should I go there, right? And lastly, I can talk about the whole in the current world. Of course, most Gen Zs, most of the people, not even Gen Zs, they're really affected with the mental health, and this is it's a bigger step. And I'm really wishing you well. I'm going to refer some of my friends and some of my acquaintances, maybe in my staff, and I wish you well. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Clinton. And so the last thing is maybe tell your friends. Look at the camera. Tell your friends, tell the people in the society something and about counseling so that they can come for professional counseling.
Wow. So for the longest time, I've seen most of my friends, most of my relatives and neighbors back at home going for sessions of therapy in untrained people. People are not really well trained because of maybe of life experience, as we said earlier. Now this time round, I want to refer you to trained professionals. These people, they understand well about the well-being of someone who is really who is disturbed in their mind, someone who is unstable when it comes to when it comes to maybe emotional well-being and everything. I want to recommend you to see, and in any way or in any way or other, you may be feeling overwhelmed with maybe from your parents' pressure, your friends' pressure. I mean, just chill. Arcadia Harmony got you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We can finish at that.
Thank you too for your time.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Yeah, it has been worth our time. All right.
Okay.
Then parting shots.
Yeah. Please subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah. So.
Thank you everyone for listening to us, and we want to thank you and welcome you to Arcadia Harmony for psychosocial support. As you've heard, there are a number of challenges and needs for everyone to come for counseling, and especially professional counseling. So remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment, share, and also we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have called X, we have Instagram, and we also have our website. So comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Arcadia Harmony. Thank you so much. God bless you.